World events, a staple part of Sea of Thieves, but one that has undergone many changes over its lifetime. And with the recent rework of all world events in Sea of Thieves Season 9, I think it's time we revisit some videos I've made in the past and talk about the best world events you can do for gaining the most amount of profit in the shortest amount of time. I also made a video like this in the past showcasing the best way to make gold, so if you want to check that out, visit my channel and take a look for yourself. So the way I'm going to be ranking the world events in this video is based off my experience and will showcase the best world events you can do if you do want to make some gold. Of course, have some fun while doing it. Also, if you do want to see me live on Twitch, feel free to. The link is down in the description, or just go twitch.tv/Synn, SYNN. Now, I'm not here to waste anyone's time, so let's go ahead and get into it. There are 5 world events in Sea of Thieves. Technically 6 if you do count the Fort of the Damned. They are the Skeleton Fort, the Fort of Fortune, the Skeleton Fleet, the Ghost Fleet, or previously known as Flameheart Fleet, the Ashen Winds, and finally the Fort of the Damned. So let's break down some statistics about these world events that are quite crucial to working out what the best world events are. So starting off, we have the Skeleton Fort. The total completion time on average for a Skeleton Fort is around 20 minutes. You'll be able to find Order of Souls, Gold Hoarder, Merchant, and Bilgerat loot within a normal Skeleton Fort. The average profit return for a Skeleton Fort world event without faction emissaries will sit you between 30,000 to 50,000 gold. Meaning, theoretically, per hour, you can make anywhere from 90,000 gold to 150,000 gold without an emissary. Of course, this is increased drastically if you do have emissaries up. In chronological order, secondly, we have the Skeleton Fleets. Now, Skeleton Fleets will take, on average, 15 minutes to complete and will yield you between 20 to 30,000 gold base emissary with a large pool of Order of Souls and Gold Hoarder loot, but you can find Merchant and Bilgerat loot within them as well, earning between 80,000 to 120,000 per hour, theoretically, without emissaries up. Next on the list is the Ashen Winds, taking around 10 minutes to complete with a profit between 15 to 25,000 gold. The faction loot you will find here is again primarily Order of Souls and Gold Hoarder, or with a few merchant items dropping too, earning you per hour 90,000 to 150,000 gold. Next on the list is the Fort of Fortune, taking an average of 30 minutes to complete with a profit between 50 to 80,000. With a faction loot drop of Order of Souls, Gold Hoarder, Merchant, Athena, and Bilgerats, earning you between 100,000 to 160,000 per hour. Next on the list is the Ghost Fleet, or in other words, the former Flameheart event, which will earn you 30 to 50,000 gold for 20 minutes of work, and it will give you Order of Souls, Gold Hoarder, and supplies / merchant, earning you between 90,000 to 150,000 per hour. So keeping all that information in mind and knowing how much gold you earn on average per world event, we can start breaking down and talking about the ranking list on what is the best you can do if you're just trying to make some gold. So all around, the worst world event you can do just based off statistics alone is the Ashen Winds. Even though it takes only 10 minutes to complete, the profit you get is near minuscule. You can pretty much get all of the value of that loot in one item from a Fort of Fortune. Following that too, the only real money grab items from the Ashen Wind is the Ashen Wind Skull, which needs to be in unused pristine condition, or the Chest of Rage, which are easily accessible now in the Sea of Thieves. Its only redeeming factor really is the fact that it again is so easy. If this list was based on easiest world events to do, of course Ashen Winds would be at the top, but unfortunately that trade-off means it's not really valuable or worth your time if you do see it in your server. In 4th place, we have the Skeleton Fort. Now, even though the loot pool is pretty decent for the Skeleton Fort, there's nothing special about it. You don't get any special items that you can't get elsewhere, and its completion time is just way too long to justify it being a grindable method to get a lot of gold. As I did say, it takes 20 minutes, which is about the same time as a Fort of Fortune, so it makes you really wonder what's the point in doing a fort when you can just hold out, do something else, and wait for a Fort of Fortune to spawn. Third on the list, this is where we start making some real gold. So in third place, we have the skeleton fleet. Now, skeleton fleets are really easy to do. You'll only ever have 2 skeleton ships that will spawn on you at any given time. And of course, they are pretty easy to complete now, given the world balance changes. And not only does this give you a decent amount of loot, as I previously mentioned, it does give you passive supplies as you go. So it'll stock you up to complete the voyage and go that little bit extra further with the supplies it gives you. One of the only downsides here that leaves it so low on this list is the fact that it really doesn't give you that many supplies as compared to the next world event that comes in at second place. And that is the Ghost Fleet. Now, the Ghost Fleet is that little bit harder because there are a bunch of ships coming at you from every angle as soon as you enter the Veil looking thing. But it gives you all of the previous loot mentioned in Ghost variety. And on top of that, gives way better supplies and unique cannonballs known as Wraith Cannonballs or Phantom Cannonballs, which are really useful in any situation. And on top of that, you'll find the most amount you can get from a skeleton fleet matches equal to that of the least amount you can get from a Ghost Fleet, of course, in just form of profit and coin base value. So even though both of those are profitable, you're going to want to go for a Ghost Fleet over a skeleton fleet. Now, finally on the list at first place, coming to no surprise to anyone, is the Fort of Fortune. Not only does this world event give you a unique chest that yields you 20,000 gold at base value, you also get Athena items in here and every other type of item that you want as well. Even though this is also one of the hardest world events you can do alone, it is the best for gold and definitely the most contested. However, even though it is the best random occurring world event, the best world event technically is the Fort of the Damned. It's easier to complete, a little bit quicker, and gives you Order of Souls, Gold Hoarder, Reaper, Athena, and Merchant loot. However, technically this isn't a world event, it's a raid that a player must summon. It still is the best. If you do want a method to grind gold based on world events, the method is pretty simple and as followed. Every time a Fort of Fortune spawns, complete it as soon as you can, and passively stack Fort of the Dams while you wait for the next Fort of Fortune to spawn. This will inherit a bunch of risk as they are well contested world events, but if you are looking to just make gold and don't care about the rest, Fort of Fortune and Fort of the Dam stacking will be the most profitable to make gold using world events. However, that is all just my opinion and what I have found through my time playing Sea of Thieves. If you do disagree with me or have a different order, feel free to let me know down in the comment section, as I'd love to read them. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss a video. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when I upload new content, and you'll also be supporting the channel's growth. So feel free to join our community of the sinners, and let's continue to sail the seas together. Thanks again, and I'll catch you all in the next one.